What is humanity? How do you define it? If you think about it, you can't really define it. Do you need to have opposable thumbs? An intelligent brain? This question is struggled with most in The House of the Scorpion. Matt, the main character, is pretty much an ordinary boy. He likes sports, can play the piano, and is really smart. He is also a clone. Matt is a clone of a famous drug lord, Mateo Alcran, or El Patron. El Patron is one of the most powerful people in the world, even though he is over 150 years of age. The only reason that El Patron is still alive is that he harvests organs from his clones. Matt was grown for his organs, so when one of Mateo's organs fails, he can kill Matt and take his functioning organ and live. Is this right since Matt is a clone? He is not a human, so why should he be treated like a human? So this goes back to the main question. What is humanity? One of Matt's friends, Chancho, knows something's wrong with Matt, but he can't really identify what it is. You're like, I don't know how to put it. My grandfather. You talk weird. Not like the rest of us. There's just something about you that's different. This quote shows that even though Matt is just like everyone else, they don't like him because he's a clone. The story takes place on a strip of land between Mexico and America called Opium. In this strip, there is no laws. Only the rich drug dealers thrive and own it. Mateo Alcran is one of the richest drug dealers there and basically runs the country. He has his own police and empire. He also has a clone, Matt, for spare parts. This story follows Matt and his hardships between being a clone. His biggest hardships of all is El Patron. El Patron is like a scorpion to Matt. He is strong and powerful and doesn't think anything can control or stop him. He thinks that he can consume anything in his way. He has in the past. El Patron has beaten poverty, risen to power, controlled a country, and has his own empire, so nothing should stop him. If he needs something, he can just take it from someone, even if it means killing that person. He thinks Matt owes him his life since El Patron gave him the life, and Matt should be willing to give his organs so he can live. Matt doesn't see it this way. He thinks that he should be allowed to live, and not to have the fact of being a clone stop him from doing anything. About midway through this story, El Patron dies because Matt didn't have a good enough transplant for him, so Matt is outcasted until he is picked up by the Border Patrol of Opium. Then he is sent to a plankton factory where no one knows he's a clone, so he makes a few friends. He eventually escapes with his friends, and in the end, they decide to overthrow Opium with the help of an activist. The second part of the story shows Matt starting over. He's not a clone anymore, just a normal boy, a human. Without the brand of being a clone being dragged around with Matt, he can eventually be free. This book features the themes of survival, betrayal, retaliation, friendship, and acceptance. It also has a twisted plot and a constant struggle for the power of acceptance. If you like any of these things in a book, this is the book for you. This book made me think of why we judge people so much on what they are, not who they are. In the book, Matt is judged by being a clone, but this is also reflected in real life. And I mean we're not all clones, but we judge people on just about everything else. We look at race, religion, and even gender, but not at someone's personality. Matt, like other people, wants to fit in, but there's always something holding him back. He's not human, but is he? So what is humanity? I guess there really is no definition for it, and it doesn't really matter, as long as people accept you. I highly recommend this book.